Surprisingly, last year, we also contribute to the Columbia Daily Herald, which is the local newspaper, the hockey mecca here in Columbia, Tennessee. And we were credentialed through them last year. This year, we went the same route, but after going to the award show last summer, they felt we were serious enough to be credentialed on our own, so we're actually credentialed as Preds on the Glass this year.
Very nice. Now, what kind of approach do you take? Do you just take a shotgun approach? Are you trying to be a one-stop shop for Preds/hockey fans, or do you specify certain areas that you like to cover?
Really try to pull in other things. We've got a separate site called the Predators Aggregator, which brings in all the local blogs. And I try to, basically each day we have a kind of a links update, which kind of gives people places to look for other news Predators. And then also outside this week we've got some Winter Classic coverage as well as some World Junior coverage. And we try to do that and also do a pregame for every game and then a post-game wrap-up for every game. And in doing so, we try to give 3 or 4 keys to the game beforehand, and then after the game, 3 or 4 storylines from the game, and just to kind of give people a little bit of something to think about.
Now, of course, being a Predators fan, you have to hear all the time about off-ice stuff. What's it like being a fan of what up here in the snobby Canada and the north part of the U.S. we consider the non-traditional hockey market? And I can make an argument why it is, but what do you care? You're a hockey fan. What's your take on that? Do you get annoyed of hearing about it? At the same time, you can't ignore it, can you? Because when the actual financial blood of the team is under question, you got to worry about losing the team. What's your take on that entire firestorm?
Well, I mean, when there's facts behind it, I mean, we treat it as such, but what happens generally is that, something will be reported once, and then 2 months down the pike, something else, somebody will say something, and all of a sudden it's reported as something new that's just happened again, and you get so much regurgitation of the same things and a lot of half-truths thrown in. And, it's frankly pretty annoying at times. I mean, we're certainly aware of the financial situation and that we need more butts and seats for the rest of the season, but it's not something that you dwell on every day. I mean, we're in the midst of a hockey season and trying to make the playoffs.
Now, Nashville's been rather successful. You missed the playoffs by, 3 points last season, at least time for the last spot. This year, you're in the bottom part of the playoffs right now. This is a team that they're just consistent. Barry Trotz, when I think of hockey consistency, I think of Lindy Ruff in Buffalo, Barry Trotz in Nashville. What's his position in that community?
I think he's probably well respected. Both of the football and the hockey team have original coaches from when the teams moved here.
Right.
So there's a lot of loyalty in the town. I mean, Barry Trotz is well respected within the hockey community. One of these years he'll get Coach of the Year. I don't know what it'll take. I mean, some of the miracles he's pulled off in the first 12 years of the franchise
Agreed.
are going to be hard to beat. But he's as good as they get.
Okay, put together you didn't know this was coming. This is unfair, but I know you can do it. Put together for me an all-Nashville Predator team at this point in their history, position by position. Just give me 6 guys.
Wow.
I know you can do it. Who would be your goalie?
I think Pekka, just based on potential.
Yep.
And probably you'd have to throw Paul Correa in there. Jason Arnott, maybe just because he's captain. Scott Walker, because everybody likes him. And when he was here, and still do, even though he's in Carolina. And then you'd probably have to go with Shea Weber and Kimmo Timonen.
Okay, well, that's a pretty good team. No wonder the Preds have been good. Now, you haven't done much in the playoffs, but you got to get to the playoffs. Buddy, we got 1 minute left. Just quickly, any other websites that you must read for you every day when you fire up the computer?
I read all the other Predator sites, Buck Daddy and Myrtle, of course, Chris Wassel, the program, Ryan from the Red Light District, and one out in Los Angeles I really like, Matt Reach, View from My Seats. He does a lot of really neat things, bringing other people from other teams in, and my friend Michelle Kenneth has a completely different look at things. She's from Inside Hockey, also has her blog out of New York.
Perfect. Buddy, we'll talk to you again. Thanks for doing this today.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.